Okay. Take second. Let's see. Let's wait a little moment. Let's see. Okay. Should be working, is it? Oh yeah, it is. Hello everyone. Yes, I think we're on, but I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. Should have some background music. You know when you are in a call center and you, while you wait, oh, hello Chiara. Ah, we're on. That's it. Hello, ciao Chiara. Welcome. Good to see you. And hello everyone. Hello Mariella. Ciao. Hello. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Bridges of Light International. Thank you, Live. Hello, May. Hey, great seeing you here, May. By the way, May, we're going to see each other on Saturday. For everybody here, hello, Sylvia. May is going to be interviewed on Saturday evening at Alpa State, UK time. You can sing for us. Yes, well, you know what? If I was singing, you will be switching off. You will be watching something else. I can assure you. I would love to be able to sing, to be in tune, but I'm not really. Anyway, let's get into whatever we are discussing this evening. This evening we are talking about something that was suggested to me by one of the members of the group. And the title is, and it's literally as he wrote it, Dear soul, tell me, what is my life mission? What is the purpose of this shell, this body? I would say this is the 1 million trillion pound, dollars, whatever else question, isn't it? Hello, Sunshine. Hello, Sylvia. So, and as always, because we like it to be alive, tell me, what do you think it is our life mission? Do you think there is a... Hey, hello, Jessie. Hello, Jessica. Do you think there is a life mission which is the same for everybody? Do you think each one of us has got a life mission? And what is the purpose of having a body? What do we need the body for? So I'm going to give you some moments for you to write if you want to participate. And then, of course, I'll give you my opinion. Hello, Maria. That, as always, is simply just my opinion, which is just another version of what we could think of what we're talking about. Hello, Flavia. I like that mission. Sylvia says, the mission in life to be happy in every moment. Fantastic. I regard that to be, yes, actually, the ultimate mission. You hit the nail on the head, Sylvia, I think. Because I personally feel that if there is one common mission in life, it is exactly that, to appreciate life, to be able to be, to be happy, to be joyful, to be at least at peace. Easier said than done, and actually, let's tell it as it is, it's not always possible. Life is not always joyful. Life doesn't always go in ways that we feel happy towards it, does it? But probably, if we take it as our mission to appreciate and to be able to be happy in any circumstances, actually. You know, really think is one of the most challenging mission we could assign to ourselves, truly. Because, why? Because it's so difficult, it's so hard. But I think there's a way to make it easier for us. But let's see what you wrote, because I like to see what you write and then elaborating on that. Mariella says, I think we have a different mission. It depends on what we are able to do for our evolution. I like that. And yes, I think that each one of us has, in brackets, a different mission. Yeah, and it depends, I think that's what you meant. It depends on our attitudes, our talents. Let's say, for example, some people are good at cooking. Their passion is cooking. So maybe their mission is to become a cook, to cook, or maybe even just as a hobby. Who cares? It doesn't have to be a profession, right? Because also we think of mission as being something that has to be our what we do for a living. Well, it could be, but it doesn't have to be, right? Like Sylvia said, our mission could be, regardless to what we do, to be happy, to enjoy life. But yeah, Marielle, I think, like you wrote also, each one of us has got something that is able to do that he or she enjoys. And maybe because he or she enjoys, is more able to do it in a proficient way than somebody else. So yes, in viewing that perspective, absolutely, each one of us, somebody might like cleaning, and it would clean. There would be, let's say, his or her mission. Somebody has to be a cook. Somebody else, like may be a counselor, a spiritual coach. Somebody else could be to be a writer. Somebody else a taxi driver. Thank you. And May says, it is the same for all of us, to allow the divine to express itself through us. For me, it's feeling energized, peace, happiness, and joy in all that I do. Thank you so much for sharing that, May. Yes, I totally agree as well. Yes, and I really think that it is the ultimate mission. The ultimate mission, yes. And also, it's probably the ultimate mission and the simplest one. Because why do you think our soul, our entity, would want to incarnate? And that brings us to consider what is the, let's say, the purpose of the function of having this shell, this body. Well, it could just be the vehicle, this body, that our essence, our soul, uses to experience life in a physical way, in a four-dimensional reality, right? Because otherwise, if we could only live, which I believe we do, and definitely if we reincarnate, which I believe we do, in between lives, it must be a different experience, mustn't it? Because if we don't have a body, a physicality, everything is different. But here we have the opportunity to experience what means to have a body, to express love, and to be sensual, and to be delicate, and to be strong, you see. But they're not just concepts, they're things that we actually feel. You see, I'm delicate now, and I'm hard, I'm heavy, you see. It is a big difference between saying, ooh, I am delicate. Do you know what I mean? Or I feel delicate. What does it mean to feel delicate? You see, but if I have a body, I can, this is delicate. And this is hard. You see, I feel hard. This is hard. You see, I feel something is heavy. You see, if I had something on my head, I know, this means to feel heavy. Does it make sense? And when you take something off, you feel light. You see, so with the body, we can actually experience at a different, maybe even deeper, I would dare to say, level, what is just the concept. Thank you, May. Thank you for that. And Flavia says, yes, Flavia, I only speak English today. Yes, Yes, in Italian, I speak in Italian on Wednesday evening and Monday afternoon. Traduzione italiano, Luciano, I can't translate in Italian. No. Yes, Maria, you should do a course, yes. I don't know if it's possible. We should ask Gaetano to have maybe some, I don't know, some kind of instant translation. But normally, you know what I do? I do the same title when I do the Italian lives and the English live. So we spoke about this on Wednesday evening, I think. May says, the more we can be present, the more we can truly live life. Yeah, I totally agree. Presence is, I consider to be almost the starting and the end point, so to speak. And I say that because, and also along the way, to me, it's the basic, it's the fundament of everything. But it's even more, isn't it? Because when you are present, meaning when you are here, when you are perceiving something, again, using our vehicle, our body, our shell, and not being lost in our thinking, we are living. Thank you, May, for reminding us of that, because we live. Otherwise, absolutely. Because I don't know you guys, but I was the champion of that. I could be maybe even talking to you, right? I could be talking to someone and maybe even looking at somebody in their eyes, but I was not living the moment and I was not even seeing the person. I was looking in the eye because what I was actually paying attention to, what I was present to, it was my, it was my thoughts, it was my images in my mind, it was almost like I like to consider it the invisible screen between me and what I call concrete reality. And yes, and when we do that, are we living? I don't think so. When we do that, we are asleep, meaning we are at the mercy of our mind conditioning. And I would dare to say, that was my case anyway, when we live in that state of being, meaning lost in our thoughts, in our fears, in our preoccupation, or in our memory of the past, and we are not present, most probably we are not living our mission. Does it make sense? We can be, because we are lost in thoughts, we are not living. But talking of mission, I'd like to share this. This was my experience. Before 2002, I was lost. I didn't have a clue. If somebody asked me, what is, let's say, your mission, which I regarded to be a synonymous of having a meaning of life, really, giving your life a meaning, I didn't have one. I was like May, you're writing, I wasn't present, I was lost in my mind. In fact, I was taking drugs a lot, I was drinking a lot, I was leading a very unhealthy life. And also, I wasn't present, like you say, May, also because, and I think the two things, being present and having, so to speak, a purpose in life, having a life mission, I think they go hand in hand. Because what happened is that after 2002, when I opened myself up to whatever we are speaking about, right? You may know my story, you may not. But anyway, I encountered somebody that 6 years after the death of my mom told me there's someone here, could be your mom, and she wants me to tell you this, and that. So basically, I opened myself up to the possibility of a spiritual reality existing. And that changed my life so powerfully, meaning I stopped taking drugs because I was naturally feeling even better than when I used to take drugs, okay? And this feeling was so strong that that's when, and I assigned myself my life mission, so to speak, which is, you know, but it doesn't have to sound anything like a mission, anything heavy. What did I do? It was almost like a mind game. From then, I chose to believe, which I think is a reality, that there was an energy, a power around me that I could relate to. And I like to call it life. You could call it God or whatever. And I was feeling so good without taking any drugs that I made a pact. And to me, that was almost the start of my life mission. I started to give meaning to my life. Because what happened was that I was feeling so good and I made a pact. I said, okay, because also after I met this person that told me that my mom was still, the essence of my mom was still alive. And he told me, it's time for you to take responsibility of your life and to change your lifestyle. So when I went home that evening, I literally, I looked up and I went, okay, come on. If there's someone out there, come on, help me out. But with a very daring attitude, help me out, I want to change. Well, there is something, believe me, because I literally surrender to this. I thought, okay, if there's somebody, help me. I stopped taking drugs and I was feeling so good. And I used to think either my mind is so powerful, and I'm telling you either our mind, because my mind is like your mind, is so powerful that it's enough to change something we believe in and everything changes, or there really is a spiritual reality which is unseen but is very real and very powerful as well. I used to tell myself this, it's either or. Either my mind is powerful or there is a spiritual reality. Nowadays, I tell myself, it's both. It's both operating at the same time. Our mind is very powerful and there is a spiritual reality. And when the two are aligned, and this is where, in bracket, the mission comes in, our life really makes sense. And things that before used to bother us, they're still there, but they're not so heavy on us like they used to be. So what I did when I, so to speak, I signed my mission, I made a pact. I said, okay, I would do anything from now on to stay in this state of being, to remain in this state of being naturally without taking drugs. And I promised, that was my promise, because I just like a sign of gratitude. I'm so happy about the way I feel. And if I can sustain this way of being naturally, I promise, and I would like, my biggest wish from now on, in bracket my mission, is to be able to use this energy, this well-being, this inner peace. It was very powerful. I never experienced anything like that before. So I made a pact. I said I would like to use it to be of service for others. And it was 2002, now it's 2020, 18 years afterwards. You see, I'm still here, still in bracket on my mission. You know, since then I studied it, I meditated, I reflected, and the journey will never end. I don't think we'll never get to a finishing line, so to speak. But this is to say that after that decision, I was able to be present. You see, may you say, when we are present, we are alive. Yes, and now I'm able to be present. But before then, I wasn't able to be present because I didn't have a mission, I say, but something to be looking forward to, which I truly think it doesn't have to be anything big. In fact, when somebody's not feeling good, maybe when somebody's depressed, the most effective way of having them to shift that state of being is to have them to engage in, let's use the word mission, which it doesn't have, it has to be anything big. It could be like a daily mission, even baby steps, something that daily they could be doing, something to be looking forward to. Sorry, a goal that the mind has to reach, which could be take up a hobby, or maybe to do voluntary work for somebody. And by the way, when somebody else is involved, when we are doing something for somebody else, that's one of the biggest healthy stimulator that we could have. Because when we give, we receive, okay? And when whatever is our mission, our goal, our intent in life, if it is something that means also giving to someone else, it is a big source of well-being. Thank you, May. Thank you, everybody, for sharing. Chiara says, I think our purpose or destination is love. And mission is the way we use to get to that destination. How beautiful is that? Our life is our map, our soul, our navigator. It is necessary to feel the way in our being by learning to find our direction. Wow, thank you so much, Chiara. That's beautiful. Our life is our map, our soul, our navigator. Yes, it's necessary to feel the way in our being by learning to find our direction. Thank you so much. That's beautiful. Yes, yes. And how do we find our way? I guess, by listening, by being present, isn't it? Because our soul doesn't necessarily shout at us, does it? Sometimes it might, when we really don't want to listen, then she might shout. And when I mean by shouting, I mean maybe sending us such big challenges that we have to listen. We're like, oh my gosh, this is too blimey big for me to really ignore what's going on. For example, that was my case, you know. But it doesn't have to be. Maybe for someone else that is living his or her life in whatever ways, it's just a little whisper. And then learning how to listen, it is probably the way, thank you so much, that we connect with our soul, which is the navigator. Thank you. Beautifully expressed. Sylvia said, I work in a factory where there are many people. You work in a factory, there are many people. Thank you, Sylvia. Yes. I don't know if you referred to something we said before. Mariela said absolutely right. And May says, doing what we want rather than we feel we should do to meet family and society expectations. Yes, that is very important, to live happily and to be present. Yes. Because if we do things because we think we should be doing them to meet family and society expectations, would we do it with being happy? Probably not. Could we be present? Probably not. Sorry. Me, for example, I remember before, again, 2002, I used to live my life mainly out of should. Thinking, oh, I should be doing this, and everything, or almost everything, and I'm serious, was a drag. Everything was a chore. That's why I was living a life which was totally different from the one I'm living now, because my energy, my attitude towards everything was this. This was my attitude. Seriously. Now I do it because I laugh and I think I take the Mickey out of me doing it. But once upon a time, there was a lot of emotional charge in this. I was really thinking, oh, fuck that. And so you can imagine. So, why? Because, thank you, May, for reminding us of this. Because I thought that life was all about shooting. Like, I should do this. I should do what people expect from me. And was I happy? No. Was I present? No. Did I even remotely knew that I had, let's say, a life mission? No. Hello, Walter. Ciao. Great seeing you here. Sylvia says, sorry, there are many people always serious. My mission is smiling. Bring some lightness. That's a beautiful mission. Yes. I think you mean, Sylvia, that you work in a factory where there are many people, right? And your mission, I see. That's what I think you could have meant. Your mission is to bring lightness to them, to make them smile. Bring some lightness. Thank you. Hello, Emma. Hello, Elisa. Hello, Irma. Hello, Marina, Nicoletta, Rita. Ciao, Matilde. Hello, Vincenza. May says, yes, we give to receive, but some people give, but not open to receiving. We need to be open to it. Yeah, it is important to be able to receive. And you know, let's reflect about this. Thank you for pointing that out, May. Giving and receiving, literally, there are two facets of the same coin, okay? So meaning, and we know that exactly, we give to receive. Like we give something because we in a way, subconsciously, we know that the biggest joy, the biggest reward is to give, because when we give, we receive. What do we receive? We receive the happiness of others, maybe their gratitude as well. So when we give, we receive. But it's important to keep in mind that it's a mutual thing, meaning we could really, and that would be a mental, an egoic trip, egotistic trip, to almost get so used and almost addicted to be the giver, to giving. Because what happened? We give and we get the pleasure of giving, but it's almost like a drug, a high, okay? And if we get too used to that, sometimes we do not allow others to reciprocate, to give to us. And in a way, we fool ourselves. We think, oh, I'm so giving, I'm so good, which maybe we are, maybe we are actually giving our time for people and our money or whatever. But if we don't allow others to do the same for us, we deny them of the very pleasure that we take when we give. Can you see that? Because if we don't allow others to give us anything, let's say we're always the one that pays the meal when we go out, and the other one says, I would like to pay today. Like, no. No, I'll do it. Really, by the way, if we keep doing that in relationships, unless the other person is somebody that enjoys our giving because it almost takes us for granted, the relationship is not equal, and we might even lose them along the way. Because an healthy, balanced relationship is one, which could be a friendship, could be an intimate relationship or whatever. There has to be an almost equal, but then it doesn't have to be, it could be one of the other that gives more at times. But there has to be some kind of balance. So thank you, May, for reminding us of that. It's very important to be able to receive. Because to be able literally just to receive from others, but also because receiving means giving others the opportunity to express themselves and feel themselves as being gratitude. And gratitude is the most powerful energy and emotion to manifest our life's dream. In other words, if you were the only one that always sees one other person, let's say there's one person in the universe that is always just seeing you and nobody else. If you do not allow that person to give you and you don't take, you do not allow the person to ever have anything that they want in life. Seriously, because they will always just have what you give them. You don't give them the opportunity to manifest, to become creator of their life. So you would keep them trapped. Does it make sense? So it's very important. Thank you, May, for bringing it out. Hello, Valentina. Hello, Mariella says, personally, I would like to use all the opportunities God has given to all world, to talk to each other the same language, in peace and love, appreciating all the beauties, knowing lots of countries, making new experiences, new traditions, characteristics of those territories, typical products, food, and so on. One day, I would like to have a big baggage of experiences to talk to God and all my friends of light. Oh, beautiful. That's a great mission. Yes. You would like to talk to each other, same language, peace and love. Yes, it's a great mission. But I think, well, I don't know you, Mariella, well, but from whatever I see you here, whatever you share on the group, I think you are. I really think you are fulfilling your mission. Or one of your mission, by the way. Who says that we only have to have, like, let's say, one mission, one big mission? We could have different intent, couldn't we? What do you think? And I think, yes, you are fulfilling your missions. That's beautiful. Hello, Rosie. Chiara says, we are no longer able to listen because our soul speaks in a low voice. We do not know how to hear. Yeah. How could we learn how to hear? Could we? I think we could. And I think that by developing presence, meaning by quieting our chattering, inner chattering by our mind, and that also can be done by dedicating some time daily, by the way, not just once in a while. If we do this daily, it's much more powerful. So if we daily dedicate some time, maybe start with 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, knock yourself out. Half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours every day, if you have the luxury, and meditate. But what I mean by meditating in this context, to hear the soul, listen. Even now, just try. But start, if your mind is chattering a lot, if your mind chatter is strong, so to speak, if you're not used to it, you can start by listening to it. Become aware of your thoughts, okay? Even become aware of the fact that you're not present. That's a start. That's a start. But have in mind that in this context, your mission here, your goal, your intent is to be more present in what is happening outside, but also then will be inside, but listening to that something that doesn't come from your own mental conditioning, your own chattering. Let's do something together now. Let's bring ourselves home, so to speak. So place your attention in your hands. Like now I'm talking, but I'm focusing on my hands, both of my hands, both of your hands. Now, can you feel them? Now that I told you that, and I'm literally, part of my consciousness is focused on my hand, I can feel them vibrating. It's difficult to, I feel a vibration in them, okay? Now, let's expand that sensation in up to our wrists, our forehead, forearms, our elbows, our arms, our chests, our belly, then down to our legs, our knee, our calf, our feet. Can you feel your whole body? Okay, now if you can literally feel energetically your whole body, a lot of your consciousness now is anchored home. So now, but I don't know, it's just a supposition, maybe not, but because you're subtracting energy to your mental elaborating ability and you're focusing your energy, your consciousness in your body, your mental activity may already slow down. Now, while you do this, I invite you to focus as much as you can on what you perceive with your eyes, what you perceive with your ear, what you hear, what you perceive also with your skin. Now, we were focusing on our inner body. Now also let's focus on what is outside our body, but on our skin, like our clothing. Magically, if you're sitting down, a chair or a sofa appeared under your bum. What are you feeling under your feet? You see, if you do this properly, if you direct your consciousness in your body and in whatever to whatever you perceive with your physical senses, you leave less energy, less body energy for the elaborating mental activity. When you keep doing this over and over and over and over again, you may then develop more present than what you had before. Does it make sense? It's simple, although it's something that has to be done constantly, when then it becomes habitual and natural. And then I can assure you there'll be a day when you will still be thinking, but most of your consciousness will be here in the here and now. Like now I'm focusing on what I see on you, you know? But at the same time, of course, I'm thinking on what I have to think. Does it make sense? But because it's not whole 100%, you know, it's not that we can be present, but also know what we're thinking about. But me personally, now I know where my presence is, and I know what is my inner functioning, meaning what I'm thinking of seeing inside of myself. I'm aware of all this. Once upon a time, I wasn't. I really wasn't. I didn't have enough presence to actually pay attention to what was happening. And I didn't even know at times what I was thinking because I had so many thoughts. Anyway, let me keep on reading the comments. Ciao Donata. Mariela says, often some people use these ceremonies because they hope not to spend money. Oh, which ceremonies are you referring to, Mariela? Often some people use these ceremonies because they hope not to spend money. Mariela, I don't know what ceremonies you're thinking of. Tell me, write to me, Mariela. I don't understand which ceremonies you're referring to. Because they hope not to spend money. Hello, Maria. Mariela say, I'm so much exuberant. Tell me the truth. Tell me the truth. Yeah, well, I don't know you, Mariela. I've never seen you. From what you write, yeah, you seem to be quite, yeah, you can say exuberant. Yeah, you probably are. Expressive, passionate, I would say. Instinctive, yes. Hello, Enza. And you know how I think also the soul speaks to us? What do you think? I think it speaks to us. Yes, it whispers to us. So if we are able to quieten our head, our chattering, our mind, and listen, we could hear it, so to speak, the messages. And also, I think with experiences or with things that grab our attention, but they're not actually maybe in the form of language. I give you an example. In life, I've noticed many times that when I want something, if I desire something, what we call synchronicities or coincidences happens, and I get either the information maybe in a magazine or I hear it from somebody, or I simply just have an impression. I see something and an idea comes to mind, okay? And I get to talk to somebody that gives me the information about something that helps me to fulfill my desire. Or another example would be when, if I have a question, could be any kind of questions, and I ask myself that, but like since 2002, when I have myself a pressing question, I ask myself the question by I am aware that there is an energy, there is a power, there is something that is here in the question, and it's life itself. And the answer to this question, it might not be immediate. That's what I mean. It's not that I ask myself a question. I don't really work like that. It's not, I ask myself a question and I meditate and I wait for the answer. No, very rarely that happens to me. I mean, I ask the question, and then maybe, like I said, the word of the sentence of a song, maybe it resonates with me. It's almost like it stands out, like the volume of a song has been turned out. And there's something in that phrase lies the answer to my question, or I see it written somewhere. Again, it's like that writing stands out. Do they make sense? Or talking to somebody in another way. Say it another way. It's like life is always, the universe is always communicating with us. It never, ever, ever stops. It's up to us, like Chiara says, to be able to listen. And listen, it may entail listen as if somebody was speaking, or listen as in listen and look and watch, like listen to the message that a situation or something that we are experiencing may convey us. I hope I was clear enough. If not, I wasn't. In which case, you think, what is he talking about? Okay. Mariella said, I want to pay. Thank you. I want to pay. Okay. I see. Thanks, Luca. I'm so much. No. It was. Let me see. Often some people use these ceremonies. I pay, you pay. Because they hope not to spend money. Thank you. Yes, you're absolutely right. Good one. Thank you, Mariella. Yes, you're right. It's true. It's true. Some people say, I'll pay. Yeah, Fanola. Yes, they are pretending to, but they actually don't want to pay. You're right. Thank you. That's good. Yes. I want to pay. No, I'm paying. Do you feel well? No. This is my time to pay. Hoping not to pay. It's true. It's so true, Mariella. Yes. It's very true. It's true. Some people are actually masters of that. I'll pay. No, I'll pay. No, I'll pay. Yes. Hoping that the other one says, no. Yes. Fanno la mossa. It's too funny. Yes. Thank you for for letting me know, because I couldn't connect it with something else. Yeah, I'll pay. He pays, sure. Yeah, and you know what? You remind me of something. With somebody like that, you know what is very great to do? Because you're right. Some people do that all the time, right? They know that we are always paying, or somebody else is paying, and so but they pretend. They go, oh, I'll pay, but you can tell because you've seen them before doing that, and they're very slow. They are really actually hoping that somebody else say, no, I'll pay, and they pay. Okay, but when you're with somebody like that, you know what is great to do? Say, I'll pay, straight away say, oh, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. Thanks. Yes, you pay. And that's it. They don't know, and then they pay, most probably. Or they're the one that they say, oh, yeah, sure. And then they go to the till, they get the wallet, and they go, oh, I haven't got any cash. And you go, but you know what? They take cards. Anyway. Bernice, yes. But Mariella, yes, you're right. You are exuberant. It's a talking between 3-4 friends. Yes. Hello, Elisa. Yes. And do you think that the life mission, so to speak, is something that can change in somebody's life? In other words, do you think that each one of us, or whoever has found their mission, do you think they have one mission Or do you think that that mission can change? Let's say until a certain point, certain age in their life, it was that mission, and then it changed. What do you think? Yes, sorry, I've changed my bag. Oh, yes, I had my money in the other bag and it's not here. Yes. Yes. So do you think that the mission is one and that's it? Or could it change? I think it could change. And I'll tell you also why I think it could change. If I remember well, it was a long time, many years ago, I read a book, one of many. I love the books of Cryon, written by Lee Carroll. Lee Carroll is an American man that he channels this entity, which is called Cryon. They are also the spiritual entity. And they were saying in a book, if I am not mistaken, that that let's say somebody is guided by a guide or a group of guide, okay? So like Chiara was saying, this spiritual energy is telling the person to do something, okay? To perceive, let's say, a mission. Hey, hello, Sylvia, welcome. And then they were saying that according to the way we are at in our evolutionary path, according to, let's say, the level or the experiences or the lessons that we had, some other spiritual entity and spiritual energy could come next to us, so to speak, and then then this energy may be so different that we actually change, so to speak, our mission, meaning we are going then to pursue different goals. Does it make sense? So in that context, I think, yes, it could change our mission. Chiara says, I think we have many missions. It depends on how many lives we live, even at the same time. Interesting. Yes, this one, guys, it's something that, it's a concept that I like. I think it's a beautiful concept, but I have problems to really grasp it, to put my head around it, of the fact that, which it makes sense to me, that we are living, so to speak, infinite lives, many different lives at the same time. Can you imagine? There's different versions of us, apparently, going through different experiences. But I always think, but now here, I am only mainly aware of this life, not the other one. But beautiful what you say, Chiara. And apparently, yes, it is. There are so many dimensions that we are not consciously aware of, but where we do exist in all these dimensions. Like, what? Mind-blowing. And Sylvia says, I think I have many missions in family, at work, with my friends. They changed for me and they will change. Yeah, thank you. So I see, you see in your life be having a mission around your family, at work, with friends, and they change and they will change. Yes. Yeah, I think so too. I think it makes sense. I think. Mariela says, being serious, all can change out of our control, project, objectives. Yes, I think we can reinvent ourselves. Our direction can change, our intent. And like Sylvia wrote, it's Because really, we are, even if we are always the same person, we do behave and act differently according to who we are, aren't we? And that doesn't mean that we are lying, but like, it reminds me of what Silvia was saying, that for some people that they have a heavy attitude, they're not really light-hearted. Maybe, let's say, our mission in that context is to lighten them up. Maybe with other people, maybe that they have an attitude which is very, I don't know if it gives the idea, but superficial, so to speak, or frivolous, okay? And maybe we could feel and sense that they could benefit from us reminding them of the seriousness of a circumstance, okay? And maybe in that context, so to speak, our mission, our role is totally different. It's still us, but instead of making them laugh, because that's what they do already, it's maybe to have them realize that, you know, that maybe something that they haven't realized. Does it make sense? So in that context, maybe we play the serious part. Do I make any sense? But yes, thanks for pointing it out. I love Violetta. What do you think about deja vu? What do I think about deja vu? Fantastic question. I think that I don't really know. That, you see, some people, I believe, and mainly like scientifically, I think they say that it's because our mind, when is in a circumstance, that there's many details of what is seeing or perceiving emotionally, that because of association, because our mind is always, it works very much with association, meaning associate things and compares them, then if the situation is similar to something that we have already lived, we have the experience of having lived it already, or deja vu. I don't know. But what I know is that sometimes it's so vivid. Have you ever had that experience? It happened to me a few times and it's really hard to describe. It's like it's very fast, but it can last quite a bit. It's almost as if I think, oh my gosh, I think I've lived this already. And it's almost as if, but I don't know if it's my imagining or not. I almost know what is going to happen in a fraction of a second afterwards, and then it's happened, and then I think, oh my gosh, how could that be? But I really don't know if it means, but you know what you know what the sensation is, and this is totally my interpretation. Afterwards, the sensation I have, it's almost as if it's a confirmation of me being, or in the right place at the right time. In other words, it's almost as if I have the sensation of feeling, okay, because it's something that I already knew. It's like, this is the confirmation of, yes, it really had to happen. I don't know how to explain, and I don't know why that's the sensation I get, the feeling. Yeah, deja vu, they're very, very particular. Or maybe we connect really to another dimension. I don't know. Hello, Roberto. May? Oh, I have to go now, May say. As a client, see you Saturday. Yes, see you Saturday, May. Ciao. Enjoy your session. Mariella says, we can't predict our future. We can doing our better to take good directions, to be ourselves always, perceiving with faith our ideals. Yes, I agree. We can't predict our future, but we can do our best. Yes. To take good directions. Yes. To take the direction which is most appropriate, which I would say is the one that our soul is, our navigator, like Chiara called it, is directing us to go. And to be ourselves, yes. To be authentic always is I think it's one of the surest way of living peacefully and living fully. Because when we honor our authenticity, when we are ourselves, I don't think there's anything else that we could do, isn't it? That could be I like to regard it almost as being our ultimate mission, to express our uniqueness, our authenticity, because it's only one of us. I mean, it's so many trillions and millions of billions of people in the planet, but nobody is like you. No one will ever be like you. Never, never. You are literally the only version there can be. And if we made our mission this, wow, I think it's a very healthy mission. Yeah, and Mariela says it depends on the love we feel for ourselves. Yeah, if we don't feel love for ourselves, it's difficult then, really difficult to honor what we want and who we are. Because if we don't love ourselves, and I would say it's not because of a lack of love. I think everybody loves themselves. But it could be that we learn love in a way which is not functional to the real love that is underneath. Do I make sense? But if we learn, and if we can learn how to love and honor who we truly are, we can express the love that was always there. I don't think it's ever a question of love not being there. Thank you. Emanuela says, to express your ultimate nature, you need to first recognize it. Recognize it is a life quest, isn't it? Yes, Emanuela. Thank you. Yes, for pointing that out. Yes, exactly. To express our ultimate nature, we need to recognize it. And it is a life quest. But also can be the starting point. When you recognize and realize who you truly are, meaning that you are a soul using your body to express yourself, and you are a spiritual being having a human experience, everything else, I think, slots into place much easily. Guys, it's 7 o'clock, but let me read this. Mariela says, taking the good ones, the negative ones will come always. So let's smile, love, be happy. Now, here, it is time. Thank you so much. I totally agree. And with these wonderful words and wonderful participation, I thank you. I wish you a wonderful evening, and I'm looking forward to seeing you, Saturday evening at Alpa State, and then next Thursday at 5 o'clock again. Ciao. I love you. Good evening.